Hello, gate 54, the gate of ambition, the marrying maiden. And in the second line today, we have discretion. Discretion is the better part of valor. I think that's how the saying goes. We know that our second lines are hermits, and we know that the second line is withdrawn. So discretion is natural for them. They don't even know they're being discreet. Of course, if you come and yank them out of their hermitage, that discretion may collapse. Yeah, because they didn't know they were supposed to be discreet. They were just being discreet by nature because they didn't know any better, and that's just who they are. A second line can be very different from a first line. The first line is introspective. It's looking for its foundation. It's looking inward to see how one can truly rise up. It's looking inward to see how we can help somebody else rise up in order to take advantage of that. When you get to the second line, you simply project outwards that you will be discreet. The first three lines of the gate, they really tell us so much about the nature of ambition. It's like keep everything secret, keep it quiet, closed in. Don't let others see how ambitious you really are. What the energy is that these people are projecting outwards is that they won't tell anyone. It's like, shh, your secret's safe with me. And of course, that may or may not be true. The exaltation says, the wisdom, once a relationship is formally recognized, to restrain the temptation to take advantage of past informal interactions. The energy of restraint fuels ambition. Your friend is made assistant vice president, and you are not about to remind him in public that he really messed up his last job and you covered for him and, hello, remember me. You have the restraint not to let that out so that you can hold on to your power. Otherwise, your ambitions are going to fail. The moment that you are not discreet, you can lose any advantage that you have ever gained. Ambition has two kinds of power that it works with. It's what's underneath the surface and then what is on the surface. So the moment that you shift from an informal to a formal relationship, you have the potential for a lot of difficulties. And it's in this line, both the 54 in the second line and also its mirror, the 19 in the second line, that you have workplace relationships. This is the secretary and the boss, or however it plays out. And the advantage that you can attain informally is really dodgy when all of that becomes formal. In the detriment, recognition in the formal sense seen as a license to take advantage of informal knowledge, a lack of loyalty, ambition energy which can fuel disloyalty. If you get ahead because of your informal relationship, it doesn't mean that you have to keep on paying the debt to it once you've gone ahead. Not only that, but you can also take advantage of it. Here is someone who says, okay, now that it's been formally recognized and everybody knows that it was my idea, I'm going public so I can take my rightful place. While we're sitting in the next meeting, I will let everybody else know what kind of a fool this person is. This is lack of loyalty. And I make that sound terrible, of course, but we need a lack of loyalty, just like we need everything else in our experience. What we can come to understand here is that the person who generated that concept, who was of value to the community and did that informally and gets recognized for it, they feel all right. I get recognized for it. Why shouldn't I go on to the next stage? Because I have the skills for that. After all, this gate is called ambition. I'm going to sneeze. Like, again. Yeah. Okay. Excuse me. If I could find the pause button quickly enough, I wouldn't subject you to that. Anyway, where was I? Yes, so someone who gets recognized, they feel okay. And they have the feeling of, why shouldn't I go on to the next stage because I have the skills? So this may be considered a lack of loyalty, but we're in the gate of ambition. What to do? This is a projected field, and it is also just a mechanic. Now you can see how these things work and perhaps appreciate it for what it is. It's just two sides of the mechanic, and it's not emotional. This business side of the tribe, it goes through the splenic center. It's cooler on this side. This isn't the hotbed of emotions that we have over on the other side of the tribe, with the family and the friendships and the marriages and all of that stuff going on there. This is the business side. And it's about well-being and it's about health, because all of that comes out of ambition and material success. Ambition is healthy. That's what this is telling us. It's healthy. It's essential. Evolution is competitive. It's like we all have, at some point, an ability to rise up in some way. There's nothing wrong with ambition. It's one of those words sometimes that we can get a bit prejudiced about, like so many other words that we come across. And it's so interesting, I think, to be able to look at that and go, yeah, okay, yeah, my bad. Maybe, or not. The grounding is coming through gate 53 and a second line, which is called momentum, with a lifetime learning that says success breeds success. Once you get started on the ladder of ambition, once you get noticed, you can keep on rising up. You may be discreet, well, you may not, but through genetic continuity, you will have some momentum. The sun has been in gate 17 since 0138, the Ajna gate of opinions. It moves to gate 21 at 11:15, the gate of the hunter, the huntress, biting through, the ego gate that is often called the gate of control. This tribal gate, which can be very materialistic, it carries a need to be materially independent, and it thrives when it was given control, especially over those basics of food, territory, money, and lifestyle, those sorts of things. Gate 51 is next at 20:51. This is the gate of shock, the arousing. And here we have a channel as the moon meets the north node in gate 25, the gate of the spirit of the self. This is the channel of initiation, a design of needing to be first. This channel carries a mystical energy, leaping into the void to escape the mundane world and to meet the spiritual. In the mundane world, the channel can express as being deeply competitive. This is the energy of going into new arenas, stretching beyond normal limits, which can be shocking all around. And just for the hell of it, you could just be going off to do something completely out of the blue, being the first to do it, because that's part of it as well. It's being unique in whatever it is you're doing. So maybe you're doing it for that reason, and maybe you're just doing it for the wonder of feeling your own spirit. Gate 42 is our final moon gate for this report. The moon transits in at 6:26 tomorrow morning. This is the sacral gate of growth, and it is meeting the earth in gate 53. So we get the full format channel here, the channel of maturation, a design of balanced development. This channel comes with a warning to be cautious around entering into anything new, committing ourselves to an endeavor. Because once we're in, there is a genetic imperative to complete. And if we do not follow things through to their natural conclusion, we will meet the same thing again later in another form. It's that what goes around comes around kind of thing. So as we enter into something, we do it correctly. We do it as ourselves according to whatever our type, our strategy, and our authority is. Okay, thank you very much for joining me. I will see you tomorrow. And until then, as always, take care and go gently.